And good morning. It is Friday, November the 3rd. How are you feeling? Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little chilly. It's 31 outside if you haven't cracked a door, and it means it's cold. I'm just going to settle with you. Now, as Odie pointed out to me a moment ago, it was colder yesterday, but that doesn't matter because I'm living in the moment at the second. Brr! We are going to warm up, though. Things will change rapidly as we'll get today to around 71. By tomorrow, we'll get to mid-70s. By Sunday, a little bit itching closer to 78, 79. By Tuesday, we're back to 81 again. It's a roller coaster here in the Deep South, isn't it? That's what we've got. We'll be here to do this as we watch weather consistently for you. No chances of real rain in the forecast at this point. When it becomes a chance, we'll let you know and keep up with you on all of that to let you be well aware of what's happening. Now, I just remembered something. We may have to do an adjustment as we started. I'm not quite sure that I hit the right button to put the right message in this morning from Collinsville Baptist. So it may be just a second there as we're live. You can't take back live. Once you go live, you're live. So we'll fix it. Let's head out to the church and see if I've got to do an adjustment.
Every day that goes by gets us closer to the return of our Lord Jesus Christ. We probably don't think about that. What's your favorite book of the Bible? For many Christians, it's either first or second opinions. People have opinions about a lot of stuff, but what are we to do when there's a difference of opinion? Now, I'm not talking about difference of opinion on facts or truths. When it comes to facts or truths, there's either right or wrong, right? If we don't agree about facts or truths, we both might be wrong, but we both can't be right. But there's a category that theologians and philosophers call adiaphora, which is a category that points to spiritually neutral things that are neither right nor wrong. These are things that we can have different opinions on as Christians, and it'd be okay. Should Christians eat meat, particularly meat sacrificed to idols? Should we hold services at 9 a.m. on Sunday or 11 or 6 p.m.? Should Christians celebrate Halloween? Should Christians get a tattoo? Should Christians smoke? Should Christians have a Christmas tree? Should Christians include the Santa Claus tradition? Should a Christian have an alcoholic beverage? Should we have Wednesday night services? What are we to do in these situations where Christians have different opinions? Well, the first thing we should do is not fight or quarrel over them. Beloved, that's what it says right here in Romans 13. We can have debates, but how many of our debates and arguments in the church or with family members or friends or with people on Facebook are focused on things that are adiaphora? They fall into this Christian liberty category. Paul says these things are not worth fighting over. Let each person do what they've decided to do. You're free to do what you've decided to do, and so are they. Just move on. Second, not only stop fussing over these things, the Bible also here says to stop passing judgment on each other and despising each other over these things. Concerning the opinion over eating meat, Paul writes this by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit in Romans 14:3. Let no one who eats despise the one who abstains, and let not the one who abstains pass judgment on the one who eats, for God has welcomed him. Beloved, we're so quick to judge people who are convinced differently than us, but we need to stop looking down on them just because they have a different opinion on these matters. If there's one thing that Christians today sorely need to seriously study, it's Christian liberty. May we dive in and be set free from fussing and judgment. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And always that was the wrong button, wasn't it? And always a good message from Collinsville. Welcome. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we start this day. I was doing arithmetic as I started looking at headlines across America this morning. I even got Odie to check my arithmetic to make sure I was right on this. Steven Tyler. Y'all know him from Aerosmith, don't you? Walk This Way, and I'm sure they had a bunch of other hits. But Steven Tyler, after 49 years, has a second woman, 49 years, claiming that he sexually assaulted her. 49. It's all allegedly. 49 years. If you have to wait 49 years, you should have kept your mouth hushed. That's way too long on this, and it makes you wonder, does somebody have other intentions? It's not justice. That's part of that Me Too thing. 49 years is a long time. There's no way that either party can probably remember. I have trouble remembering where I went yesterday. 49 years ago? 1975 is when she alleged that it happened. She was 17. I'll let you fill in the blanks and let you think about it. That's just way too long in my thing. There is nothing wrong with being proud of where you come from, but once you come to America, you become an American. And I relate this to everything, to where it's American history. As Latinos are upset that they're being left out of American Latino history. It's American history, whether it's black history, white history, Hawaiian, or whatever nationality you claim to be. It's American history once you become American. And we have to have one history, American. I don't quite understand the arguments when it comes to this. And again, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your ancestries or where they come from in another country, but once you make it here, it becomes American. I just felt like I had to say that for a lot of folks in the world. American history. Okay, that's one of the big things across America this morning. As we look at this morning of what's going on in Gaza, as Israel has crossed the line and now they've got a ground invasion going on. And the way they're wording this, Biden officials, they didn't use the word Biden because he's probably not making the decisions on this, or voicing concerns over the war, saying that Israel is being too strong. Anybody ever watched a Western when they have the bad guy on the ground and he's got his ostrich boots on the guy that has the gun, and he's got his boot on his hand? And he has that moment of, well, I'm going to let you go. And he takes his boot off and turns to walk off, and the guy jumps up, pulls the gun out from under his boot and shoots him. That's what happens when you let bad guys go. They have to be held accountable so that they won't do this again. If you're light, they come back the next week and do it again. Israel's plan, as they promised, is we're coming to get you. You murdered innocent women and children, and we're coming. I still support Israel 125%. So many people are jumping up and down and blaming Israel for something that was brought to them. They're just returning as America would do if our soul was hit. Oh, do we remember 9/11? It's the same thing in their country as what happened to us. You cannot be light on the bad guys because it only prompts them to do worse things the next time because they were not punished. I say keep going with this invasion. This is becoming a problem also. This is Illinois. And this guy even was on Family Feud as a contestant at one time. We all hear about, and that's how so many people in America get hurt, is when you call the police and it's a domestic dispute. A lady called and tried to put a restraining order against her ex-husband. He had also filed one against her. And they're saying, well, it was a this and this back and forth. Hers was more verbal than anything. They didn't do anything with it after she reported it. A few months later, she was found dead. Guess who done it? Do I have the answers to all of this? No. She was a nurse. She tried to have it stopped in the court system, but it wasn't taken seriously. Domestic, and there's another way to word this, love makes people act erratic, do things that they normally wouldn't do, jealousy. And this young lady lost her life over that. He was 40 years old. He'll be sentenced for what he done. She was shot 14 times during his rage, by the way. Again, I don't have the answer to this, but something needs to be done. I see it often, way too many times as I study and research about what's going on in America to talk about. Every day I see this. Where Florida Roofing Company is taking this to a whole new level. A promotion. There's nothing wrong with doing a company promotion. And this one is starting to be a hit. They're offering, if you get a roof this month, you get a free turkey and a free AR-15. They say feed your family and protect your family is what they're promoting. It's working.
I like it.
They're giving out ARs left and right. Congratulations to them for coming up with something a little bit different. And Odie probably will know more about this. It's illegal to make a car or vehicle look like an official vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Border Patrol. If you've ever been anywhere in Texas, they're white and green with a green stripe down the side. Well, the guy thought it was funny. And it is funny. I'll give him credit. Instead of having Border Patrol on the pickup truck, let me just show you the picture of the truck that he's in trouble over. Here it is, NBC News reporting it. Booty Patrol. Now, it was wrong, but is it funny? It absolutely is. He's going to be ticketed for impersonating something and breaking it. He's got a big, fat, nasty ticket over it. But I'll give him this. It was funny. I don't think he was up to anything bad. He was doing it as a joke. Oh, as we look at this, as we've often said, our borders are wide open. And this person got in this way. As a matter of fact, he got through the border. They didn't catch him, and then it hit him who it was, and they found him in New York a few weeks later. An African terror suspect walked absolutely free right through our borders. It would ding-dong and trigger later that he was wanted for terrorism in Africa. He has been captured, probably going to be sent back. But who is it that they didn't catch? That worries me, and it should you. We've had thousands, I guess it's millions enter this country in the last 2 years. We do not know who is in here. It worries me. What keeps me up at night, as Oliver North said, that does. I'll never forget when he said that. What keeps you up at night? What keeps you up at night? Osama bin Laden. And nobody could say it. They could, Osama what? Yeah. Do y'all remember that questioning? He was right. And I would say that this is pretty much on target for what we're talking about. Record snowfalls have hit the Rocky Mountains. Colorado and the areas have a record winter blast has gone through there. If you were planning going out there on a trip, be careful. Virginia, as we look at this morning, and this should be more of this going on in the United States, of parents urging children. Sometimes children don't well, they only know right from wrong with what you teach them. Virginia, they are protesting. Students have walked out of, I think you pronounce this, London County, Virginia. Why? Because they're tired of sharing bathrooms with people who can't decide whether they're male or female, and they want it to go back to where you have a bathroom for the boys and a bathroom for the girls. That's not really a hard decision at all. But yet, we get elected officials that cloudy the water over and over and over. I don't know if you've heard about this. New York is where we go. Eric Adams, who is the mayor of New York, his fundraising chief, her home has been raided. They're probing into whether she took cash from the Turkish government. I don't know any more than that at this point, but it's a probe, and they've taken laptops and some folders. One of the folders labeled Eric Adams. Who knows what's in those? What she has done. She could be innocent, but then again, there was something there. Now, make no mistake, the government has made mistakes before, raided homes that they shouldn't have. This one it smells of something. We'll watch this carefully, and as we find out more about it, we'll tell you. Up next, we're into your forecast, as I say, burr. Tell you, if I had a pair of long johns handy, I think I'd have them on this morning. We'll be right back with that forecast as we get your day started.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey's Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like-new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey's Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
And good morning. I hope everybody's day is going well. As we start this, I say good morning to Sean Humphreys, who's joining us this morning south of Cincinnati. I don't know if y'all remember the old Dwight Yoakam song, South of Cincinnati. Down where the dogwood trees grow. Boy, that was a great song. Whew. Sheila said they caught 1 out of millions. You're right, as we were talking about those slipping across the border there. So many of you are up and at 'em. Thank y'all for joining us and making this such a success. As we look at the weather, as we said, 31 right now. Let's get into that forecast deeper.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs, record lows, let's go back to 16. Boy, that year hung around for quite a while as being warm. It was 88. As we go back to 66, it was even more burr weather. 18 degrees in 1966 on this date. That was cold, wasn't it? It sure was there. Record day there. As we see today's forecast, 70 as we're going up through Philadelphia. And as we get near Winston County and we go through Louisville, we'll get somewhere around 68. And by the time we get to Columbus, it's 67. Back over at the Delta, still holding steady at 70, down to Natchez to 72. Let's go east. Let's go into Bama land. Here's what we've got. Pretty much a carbon copy of Mississippi. 70 in Tuscaloosa, a tad cooler in Birmingham at 68. We see that Auburn holding steady at 67, a little bit warmer as you go toward the coast. Now, do not forget, this is not over. Wildfire conditions continue today. We're at a level 2 throughout East Mississippi and West Alabama here. Do not burn. Just isn't worth it. Well, we've got several wildfires to talk about, brush fires coming up this morning. Here's what we've got for tomorrow. It continues, but it's down to a level 1 as the wind will die down a little bit there. And this carries all the way up from Neshoba, Kemper County, and back over to Leake County. It's going to be a rough one there. Don't burn. Hold on. Eventually we'll get wet. Now, here's what we've got. This is that front that's making everything a little bit warmer than we had. This cold weather that we've got this morning goes away as we make way for sunnier weather. Deep south here getting warm as we look at the forecast. 70 today, down to 40 tonight where we were below freezing this morning. 75 tomorrow, 44 on Sunday morning when you wake up. That high on Sunday, 76, and off into next week. Look at what we've got again. Summertime weather, 80-degree weather, and our first chance of getting any real rain will not happen until next Thursday with only, and that's minute, a 20% chance of showers. Isn't that something? That's what's coming. As we look ahead all the way through November the 17th, our biggest chance of rain there is going to be around the 13th at a 40% chance of showers. Again, it's a week and a half out or so. That could change, but we do start seeing some chances of rain that week. Hopefully one of these will happen. The highs will dip to the 60s, but nighttime lows only in the 40s. Not that much different, is it? Nope, not at all. As we look to our hurricane center, this is starting to dwindle away. As you'll remember, yesterday morning we were at a 30% chance on this. This morning, sitting steady at 20%. As we do have the National Hurricane advisories fading away for the year. Now, here's what we got on the fishing side today at 12 o'clock. High noon today is your best time. Well, that's actually your minor time to go fishing. Your best time is going to be nearly at dark, straight up 5 o'clock through about 7 o'clock. So you can get in a little bit there, be early, and you can get in 30, 40 minutes of good fishing before dark there. Wind's going to be calm, southeast around 5 miles an hour. That's even better. As we look at the hunting forecast, it looks like it's going to be after 5 o'clock before it hits prime time. Somewhere around 5:10 is what we're expecting it to get good through about a little after 7. So also there, be in the woods about 3 o'clock. Maybe it will turn good for you there for a moment or two. What time is it? We are about 5 minutes away from coming back live with the morning show. J.J. Anders is going to be joining us this morning as he is asking for your vote. We'll find out what he's got to say this morning. District 1 is where that's going to happen. Winding it down next Tuesday is when you need to vote. We'll find out about all of that coming up this morning and what happened in the last 24 hours. We got all that coming up this morning beginning at 7 right here, the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.